control, right? Stellar's gonna get the spike down. They've got everything set up, and then once again we've got this like spam through the utility where that Omen smoke went up. You've got the KG utility as well. A Proto gets one out the pistol, make that two and a third. Thief gets in on it as well, and now it's just down to 6. Sick, the man who can wear many hats. The only hat he's wearing is one that keeps him 6 feet under this time around. LG take the pistol.
Doug, is it possible that a Proto has robot arms that accounts for his sick aim? Because
I think so.
Dang,
yeah,
it's so pretty. It's beautiful. It's like an AI simulation watching a Proto just walk around and tap heads. Even if it's a classic burst, somehow it makes it look good. Now, you were talking about it at the beginning of the round. I touched on it briefly. The thing about Icebox is if you are going to play passive at a bomb site, you know, we're talking about Long B here as a whole, you know, from green to yellow all the way up to the spike, you know, plant location in the first place. That is a lot of denied information for the defenders. And all it took was a very subtle fake from Sova and Omen there, you know, dropping a little bit of utility for Sentinels to vastly over-rotate. So LG coming out with a strong pistol round win. They're going to anti-eco, you know, at least press towards the A bomb site. Look for the get the spike down here in the coming seconds. But as I say that, Sentinels not looking to yield it just yet. Stellar finds a first on Shazam, who holds fast, but Thief in this Rafters position is sure to dominate.
Dapper.
At least for a moment.
Dapper has to go big here. Oh, Dapper was on the flank, but he got sniffed out. Right, like you see the Sova on the mini map, was able to push Dapper back. He's gonna have to go all the way back around, so a flank is no longer an option. There's no pinching LG in here. It's not like they have anything to save, so you presume they're gonna go for it. Your boy Dre gets one. A Proto gets in on the second one, fortunately for him, because he was caught with the dry clip. And your boy Dre finishes it up. The eco, things all really going in favor of LG here.
Yeah, just a brief moment of hope for Sentinels. It seemed as though you mentioned the flank. You have the players pouring in from Rafters. The first frag onto Thief goes the way of Sentinels, and suddenly it's like, oh, geez, this is a 4-on-4. This is doable. They've got all the pieces in the right place, and unfortunately, between weaponry and confidence, it seems like LG winning all their gunfights there pretty comfortably. Sick, the only player from Sentinels yet to scratch the tally marks on the board, 2 and 2. The rest of his team is yet to chime in, however. First gun round coming out from Sentinels. And right away, you know, they're kind of in this 2-1-2 setup, leaving Sova with the responsibility towards mid. But the thing about this map is when you're bonusing, the SMGs are so dangerous on the A-bomb site, and it's so easy to execute into. So there's almost no reason to go anywhere else except for a 5-man hit onto A. Now Stellar, that death is unfortunate. The wall goes down. The plant's not as certain as it was before, but the action is ensuing now. Doug, 5-on-4, LG yet to put the spike.
Yeah, Sentinels is starting to pull the resources over, but they might be a bit late. We'll see if Sick and the rest of the gang can hold things back. And no, it's a Proto yet again with the crispy aim, was able to get 2 and keep back the defenses of Sentinels. The Sova's certainly worse for wear, but Sick, once again, able to get 1. Shazam gets in on the action as well, and LG dusts down to Dre. Dre's gonna get caught. A 3K for Shazam on the jet. Sentinels are on board.
Notice there, not a single player from LG made it past bracket or 410, whatever you want to call this area. That kind of threshold into the A site is basically the make or break point for that attack. And that's why I mentioned the Stellar death. Not being able to put the wall down means those SMGs, you know, they're taking these ranged fights against Vandals, essentially. And a lot of the efficiency of a close-range SMG battle when you're full strafe is mitigated quite a bit when those lanes are so open, right? So they only get 2 frags out of it. Sentinels has a nice cleanup round there, and a Proto trying to double satchel up fails to do so. Sinatra shuts it down with a crispy headshot, and now we got a 5-on-4 right away. And this kind of actually goes into what I was mentioning earlier, like this battle for Long B early. Yeah. If you're successful with it, you basically can go wherever you want on the map. But Sentinel steps forward, shuts it down right away. And it's 4-on-3. I'm not quite sure how Thief fell, but Dapper just taking these gunfights so confidently, and just seems like Moose and Stellar meandering about looking for something, finding nothing so far.
Those shock darts certainly don't feel good. Dapper's going to survive, but if there was any doubt of where he was before that, it's absolutely been given away. Dapper, though, with the big kill. Just going to leave things down to your boy Dre.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was Stellar. Yes, it's Dre. So he kind of like walked under tube for free. And I wonder whether or not in the coming rounds, LG will be able to key in on that, okay? So if we're playing a 2-1-2 on the defensive side of Sentinels here, and you're contesting long B, right? You know, okay, the Killjoy at the very minimum is going to be there just about every round. You know, I believe Sinatra was over there with him. So you got the Killjoy, you have Raze showing presence over there most rounds at B. Once you get that information, you know, it's unfortunate that a Proto fell so quickly, but you know mid is weak, right? There's maximum going to be 2 there if they're playing weak at A. But the way LG approached that round, I think, was very logical. And once Dre, you know, the round was basically over, but once he kind of keyed in on that, like, hey, I could just walk to B under tube here for free. That may be something that's exploited later on in the game, and right away we have 5 players stacked up at mid here, working their way up tube.
Almost like you know what you're talking about, Lex. I mean, I can't put a finger on it. I don't know if that's what it is. But Sinatra had a chance to tee up a couple. They were lined up for him. He was able to get one, but the Sheriff of a Proto switches to the Phantom. The results are the same. Dapper trades it out, and so that's going to calm things down to a 3v3. LG have managed to get towards B. The spike is there, but Dapper can cause some serious fits here for LG.
Yeah, and favorable trades for LG up to this point, but like you're saying, Dapper is going to be a problem, and really it's on either him or over there, Shazam over there at Snowman. This is one of those 2 options for LG to bust out of the site, and unfortunately they are not making a move at all. You know, Thief takes the Blade Storm battle against the fellow Jet of Shazam, but all right, I'll take it back. Still has an opportunity here to maybe hit some shots, and he does. He drops it down to a 1v1, a close one there for Sentinels, and it was planted for mid to some degree, so scary moment there for Dapper inside of Sentinels. However, you know, you brought it up, I'll finish it here. That staunch defense, the discipline almost of both Dapper and Shazam to not overpeak, not overplay their hand, and wait for the retake to come to fruition really lent itself towards just, you know, passive, conservative, calm play at a Sentinels, and it pays off in a big way. LG, who took the first 2 rounds, has been stumped here throughout, but we finally get a gun round on our hands.
Lex, I'll tell you this, though. I would have lost my dang mind had Stellar managed to land those shots and win that round. Again, comes up just a bit short. Sentinels take a 1-round lead. LG, they've shown a couple of different looks, and it's come up a bit empty here as they haven't been able to get much going other than the initial 2 rounds. You saw Dapper already flexing that lockdown. They've got the showstopper as well. There's the lockdown. No Hunter Screw to trade it out. If they can get the showstopper into the back, it might be a problem, but no. A Pro gets ripped from the skies before he even has a chance. Zom and Dapper are able to get 2 apiece. That lockdown's going to stay. That's going to force LG away, and now it's on them to figure out, well, crap. Do we rotate back to B? Do we fully commit here and wait it out? That's certainly not working out. As Stellar drops, your boy Dre's able to get one, but Sentinels still have numbers control.
And that has got to be so frustrating if you're LG, but you know, I hate to drive this point home or sound like I'm being critical at all, but frankly, this is why reads are so important on this map. It doesn't take much in the way of utility, you know, even a dry peek or a jiggle. Sinatra is hungry for this one. Running it down, loose ball. But man, like, all it would have taken in this round, and again, this isn't trying to be hypercritical of LG, but facts are this. Sentinels is dictating the pace and the way that the rounds are playing out right away. Moved that Killjoy, who's been a mainstay at Long B throughout this entire game with Sinatra. You know, you notice Dapper has his ult at the beginning of the round, so you know Killjoy's going to be doing something probably a little bit differently than whatever he was doing before. And so they're opting to do this retake at A, and you could have scouted that out in the first seconds of that round, right? You would have known right away, okay, Killjoy is not here at Long B. This is a change-up setup. They're probably playing retake on A. And that's you don't need to be a genius to figure that out. It's just a matter of choosing to acquire that information. LG opted not to. Into a 5-man hit, didn't work out. And so now they're kind of leaned back into this like, okay, we're going to be tentative a little bit, like be careful with it, but we're going to take Long B control. And right now, they are in the driver's seat. They have some A presence. Okay, it's not as though they've given up the A side of the map. Sentinels knows this. They're holding mid at least. Dre's not going to allow anybody to just walk down on them. And for Sentinels, this is Dapper taking a long-range Phantom fight, perhaps, but ultimately just playing very passive.
Right.
Waiting the clock out, seeing what LG's move is, And LG does not need to commit to this still. But I'm wondering whether or not they're going to have the presence of mind to do that. I think this is a fair reason for them to just commit.
Yeah, that alarm bot early on, some of that killjoy utility is going to make him at least second guess it. And the problem is, where an alarm bot is found, there's normally more that follows. In the name of a nano swarm or a turret, there it is. Dapper getting the kill, not with the utility, but with the Vandal. Old True and Faithful gets one. Sinatra goes up with the Showstopper looking for a second. He's going to get ripped down from the skies at the hands of Thief. The Showstopper's not going to connect. Sentinels still have map control. They still have site control as it's just down to 2 on the side of LG. They do have the res. If they can somehow get to it, make something happen, but it doesn't matter as the clock continues to tick away. Shazam gets 3. Dapper puts the last one on. Sentinels take a 3-round lead.
3 big kills coming out from Shazam, but really, I think the highlight of that round for me is, okay, you've almost outmaneuvered Sentinels. You know, I'm talking like 40-second mark, right when I got done speaking. Immediately, LG just kind of like walked into the bomb site, right? They just kind of walked up. I think it was a Proto taking that long-range fight towards defender spawn, and Dapper wins it. And that entire round basically turns on its head, where Sentinels is outpositioned, and Dapper's taking an unfavorable fight to, okay, he hit a shot, and now your lead entry duelist is down. The jig is up. Like you have a Sinatra ult you can lean on to deny a plant, and LG just looked like, wow, we had speed, and we couldn't even get the spike down.
Yep.
An unfortunate bout there, but Sentinel's looking very strong on defense here, Doug, and there's Tom's with 2 Phantom headshots already. Make that 3. Now it's just Gray. Shazam with 2, Zons with 3, and they are heating up, Doug.
They are, and he's going to get the Dope Sheriff skin on the way out to match the op in his back pocket. You got to love that. It feels good. Sentinel sitting pretty here. That's 6 rounds in a row. Ladies and gents, we mentioned early on, LG looked good. They got the pistol. They got the following round, and then since then, it's just been Sentinels pouring it on. Remember the last time they played this, it was a banger. It went the distance, all the way down to 15-13 in favor of Luminosity. And so far, Sentinels are starting off playing a much different tune.
Right, and I think LG is adjusting pretty well. They've kind of reverted back to what I mentioned earlier in the game, where you can kind of collectively work for map control across the board. And actually, as I say that, Shazam has a very aggressive position over at A. These rotations will be able to lean towards mid and B now. Do trade some kills over at mid. The res, it's not so bad.
He knows where it is. Says he's just a sitting duck there. You hate that, right? Like he comes up, he gets dropped right back down.
I think Stellar was in a reload or something. Yeah, he was.